Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, we went over unlocking the trust system, and we got our first few trusts, including the ones that you get from the Records of Eminence, which are all mostly overpowered, but, you know, you get them, so we have them. And we tried to do some side quests, but that didn't quite work. I'll be going over that a little bit here again. We got some involuntary cutscenes from the Shantoto Ascension storyline. We'll get around to that at some point. And then we went off and did the first Windurst mission, where we need to head into the Horatoto Ruins and find the head of the Oris. Is the Oristary? Hold on. If we would change map to Port Windurst, it is the Oristary, yes. The head of the Oristary, Ajito Marujito. There's something going on with him. He's having an argument with his sister. And we then came back and turned that in. So we have that done. And so we're now ready to move on to the next one, which we are being sent to the Manustary. Yes, the Manustary. Right here, where we need to go to the Cardian workshop. We'll probably be learning about the Cardians. So that's kind of next on the agenda. But as you can see, I have a new gear, and that is a result of the fact that I have been leveling the warrior. I have my warrior up to level 20. I also have gone ahead and leveled up my thief, level 21. It's very useful, I think, to have Thief leveled, because it gets an ability, or rather it gets a trait called Treasure Hunter, which increases the drop rate of monsters that you fight. So if you're trying to get particular items from a particular monster, it's a good idea to have some amount of Treasure Hunter available, and having a Thief is one good way to do that. Another reason why I leveled Thief is that we're getting ready to activate or unlock one of the more unique abilities of this particular MMO, and that is the ability to have a sub-job. Because not only can you play any job on the same character, you can then take another job as your sub-job, which it adds stat bonuses to your main job, and it adds the abilities and traits of that job at half your main job's level. So, for example, if I sub Thief as a warrior, then I'll get the abilities and traits of Thief at level 10 to my level 20 warrior. So, since we're going to be doing that here very soon, I need to have a second job leveled to use as my sub-job for my warrior. Oh, and also you can notice that I've switched over to using a polearm, and I think we're going to be sticking with that for a little while. Alright, all of that out of the way, we can get into what it is that we're going to be doing today. And there's a few things that we're going to be doing today that are kind of more tutorially still. So there's a few things that we need to add in, which you're going to want to do as a new character, or even someone who's returning who has not had access to these systems before. And the first is the fact that we now have, if I go over to quests, and I have now completed 21 Records of Eminence, right? So we can now talk to, I think it's one of these guys here. Let's talk to Keldro Kesdrodo here. Was it Yonolala? Well, let's talk to Keldro here and see if this is the one we need to talk to. And he says, yes, I sense spiritual energy swelling nearby. It's only a matter of time before someone who has set all for one from the Records of Eminence tutorial submenu will come to me. Very subtle hint there, Keldro. Alright, so we need to go into tutorial, basics, and set all for one. There we go. Now we can talk to him. I can feel your aura. Yes, a strong aura. We're talking to both of them, apparently. The wheel of fate has begun to turn. Yeah, the Taros. Slowly, softly, but surely. I am Teldro Kesdrodo, and I am Yonalala. I'm guessing that's probably a female Taro. The stars align this day, calling you to one truth, all for one. And one for all. Your destiny is to participate in Unity Concord. Yeah, this is one of the other new systems. Sure, I'll try it. The will of a higher power has brought you to us, and forges new bonds of friendship and bravery. Let the contract be signed. Ooh, signing a contract. Yonalala, if you please. Of course, Keldro Dodoro. Keldro stares Yonalala down, and Yonalala begins to squirm. Bring it to me. Here. Another one of these things. Come, close your eyes and focus your thoughts on this doll. You focus your thoughts on the strange doll. Yonalala swiftly and secretly inscribes your name on the doll's backside. Oh my! Yonalala, look! Your name mysteriously appeared on the doll. How can it be? Oh, brave hero, let me proffer to you words regarding Unity Concord directly from the mouth of Altana herself. Unity Concord is a system most revolutionary, intended by the Adventurers Mutual Aid Network, AMAN, that incorporates disparate adventurers in groups for a greater cause. Yes, I sense your adventures will be even more resplendent with Unity members at your side. To which Unity will the goddess guide you to this day? Now, we need to pick a number of different people. Now, we've actually met Apururu. I think you could change this at some point. Yoran Orin. We've actually also met Yoran Orin as well. I'm not sure it really matters which one you pick. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to pick one from someone that I've actually met. And we'll pick Apururu. Because I think we're actually going to meet and chat with her soon. So, you desire to be led to Apururu's Unity, correct? Yes. I think there are actually things that matter, and I think the best option to take is Sylvie, but I don't even know who that is. So, we're going to pick someone that I actually have a vague notion of who they are. Yes, experience the doll's energy in its most primal form. Your fortune is now in the hands of your Unity leader. Listen to what they have to say. Hello, good adventurer. You can call me Apururu. I've been selected to serve as the head of a Unity, and can I ever say, as head of the Monastery, there can be no greater honor than... Ah, right. Now, the Cardian Workshop can finally turn something resembling a profit. This is absolutely wonderful. Now we have money, all thanks to Apururu. Hey, it's not like I'll be making bank. Putting that aside, welcome to my Unity. We can do together what we couldn't do individually. Then let the union be complete. Focusing your will on this doll enables you to hear voices from afar. Yes, voices. Voices from the past. From your Unity compatriots. Surely others like you have been called to action. Why not communicate with them? You know, if you please. Oh, of course. Teledrobobo. And he stares her down again, and she squirms. Go on. Choose your future by selecting Unity information in the Unity menu. I can see you return to this very spot with any Unity-related questions you may have. It is known. Alright. We completed that. Very good. So. What that lets us do is it lets us accumulate Unity accolades, which should be listed under here. Unity accolades, we have 1,000 now. And we can use those for a number of different things. We can use them to make some money, which we might go over that at some point. The primary purpose is to use the Unity warp system, because you can basically talk to them and say, bring me to a wanted encounter area. And then you can, you know, choose a different content level and get teleported all over the place, which is a pretty effective way of kind of moving around that we're going to be taking advantage of quite a bit, I think, very soon. All right, the other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over how to make some money, because I have 7,200 gil to my name, which is, you know, it's a start, but we can get quite a bit more, and we can use our sparks to do that. So we're going to talk to Felm here, and what we want to do is we want to go to equipment. I'd levels 71 to 98. Now, we want to find, I think it's actually on the 3rd page, the Acheron shields. It costs 2,755 sparks. Now, I do not want to spend all of my sparks, but I want to get probably a couple of these. So we're going to buy a couple of those, because I want to maintain at least some sparks for purchasing actual gear I'm going to use. So we're going to take those Acheron shields to a NPC shop, and we're going to sell them. So we'll get to that. We'll just find a shop somewhere as we're moving around and offload those. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn in some minor quests, because I was trying to do something with the 2-leaf Mandragora buds, but that did not get turned into Yoran Orin. There is a Mandragora bud that does get turned into him, but there's not the 2-leaf ones. What we need to do is we need to take the 2-leaf Mandragora buds and the bird feathers and give them to someone else, which I need to double check who that is. Okay. Who we're going to be taking this to is Moreno Tueno in Windurst Waters, north. So, let's go do that. Now, I'm not going to show every single minor quest that we're going to be doing, but just to kind of demonstrate how this works, we're going to go ahead and do it. So we're going to travel to another home point. We're going to go to Windurst. We're going to go to Windurst Waters. This person's located in L6, which is going to be probably up there over by the Oristeri. So we'll go to home point 2. So yeah, one of the things that you're going to want to do if you're new, or even if you're not new probably, is be playing this game with a wiki open, because it doesn't really hold your hand a lot, and you're going to need to know what all this stuff is for. So yeah, whenever you see a new drop of something you don't know what it is, look it up and see if it's for something. So yeah, the other thing that we want to do this for, in addition to whatever rewards it is that we're going to get, this is just going to give us some cash. Is we need to get some fame, and we need to complete quests in a particular nation to gain that fame, because certain things okay, it's going to be the east building here. Well, certain things we can only do if we have sufficient fame, so oop, silly camera. There's Moreno. This is repeatable. And I have 2 bird feathers. I have 9 two-leaf mandragora buds, so. Alright. Hey, you'll do. Can I ask you a tiny task too? Can I ask you to do a tiny task too, is what he's saying. We'll listen. Alright. I lack the indispensable items essential for my important lesson. Seems the sum of students is the same, but the number of them making mistakes is multiplied. The level of the little learners lowers every year lately. I see, you alliterate. Anyway, attempt to acquire a 2-leaf mandragora bud and a bird feather. Actually, acquiring a bird feather is amazingly arduous, but I best beg and beseech you, then bid you bye-bye. Actually, it's not. They're fairly easy to get. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and trade him a 2-leaf mandragora bud and a bird feather. At last, I can conduct a comely class. Right, regarding your reward. Sorry, it's not so stately a sum, but some is better than none. If you pursue the procurement of additional 2-leaf mandragora buds and bird feathers, please proceed here post haste. Our prompt payment will be a pleasant perk. Alright, so that's how that works. And we're going to just trade into the next one. And then he basically says the exact same thing, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so that's all we can do there. Now, there's another thing that we got. So while I was out leveling up, I got a Muddy Bar tab, and that is a quest item. Let's see. Who do we give that to? Alright. The Muddy Bar tab is delivered to Ambrosius in Windurst Walls. Now, he will take one of several items all at once. The Muddy Bar tab, the Torn Epistle, and the Odd Postcard and Damp Envelope. I have managed to acquire all of these things. They're all dropped by the Rarebs, the kind of rabbit-like creatures, in Saruta Bruta and Tarongi Canyon to the north. So here's our Torn Epistle, our Muddy Bar tab, Odd Postcard, and Damp Envelope. So we're going to go ahead and turn all of that in. And that's going to be in Windurst Walls. But before that, there is a shop right nearby. So we're going to go hit that shop. Just a sec. Alright, so here we are. The Windurst Waters item shop. We're going to talk to Ensasa here. And we're going to sell, and what we're going to sell in particular are the 2 Acheron shields, which sell for 26,930 gil apiece. So we are going to go ahead and sell them. Now, there's another person there. The other advantage that fame gets you is that the more famous you become in a particular city, the lower the merchant's prices are to buy stuff from them, and the higher prices merchant will pay you to sell stuff to them. So we can get the actual price of those Acheron shields at the merchants significantly higher if we get our fame up. So that's one of the things that we're going to want to do here. So, we want to travel to another home point in the current region, and Winder's Walls. And this particular person is located at J12, which is going to be way down south. So, that is going to be home point 3. All right, so J12 is where? Go all the way up here, go to J, come down to 12. It's basically just downstairs from the top of this auction house. And we're looking for Ambrosius here. Hey, it's an actual Hume. It might be the first one we've seen. Alright. This is the North Auction House. We would like to transport your belongings to your home or help you... or help you send presents to people, but we're having problems delivering on that promise. Alas, a terrible occurrence has befallen us. You see, the other day, one of my deliverymen was attacked by a monster, and we seem to have lost several of the letters he was carrying. If I don't do something to retrieve the mail and deliver to its rightful owners, the reliable name of my courier service will be ruined. Dear adventurer, would you be so kind as to help us find our lost mail? Sure. Thank you, thank you. Our deliveryman was ambushed where the Taronga Canyon meets East Saruda. So if you can search high and low in both the Taronga Canyon and the Saruda, hopefully you will find all the pieces of mail that were lost. Please bring back whatever you can find. Through rain and shine, monster and beastman, the mail must get through. Alright, so we found all of your stuff. He pays you more based on how much you give him. If you just give him one piece, he gives you 50 gil. If you give him all 4 pieces all at once, he gives you 500 gil. So, we're going to give him the Torn Epistle, Muddy Bar Tab, Odd Postcard, and Damp Envelope. Oh, thank you, thank you. I can't believe you found 4 missing pieces of mail at once. Most delightful, most delightful. Now, this might not be much, but please accept it as a reward. I can't wait to tell the deliveryman who was assaulted by those monsters that you found 4 pieces of mail. I'm sure the news will help speed up his recovery. And that one is repeatable, so if I find more of that stuff, I can bring it back. And we'll want to, because, again, we need fame. Alright. What else are we doing? Yes. We need to do this one. But there's actually one other thing that I need to do. Is one thing we can do is we can go to this option that says View House. And there are certain things that we have access to. The Mog wardrobes are one of them, that we can drop stuff into the wardrobes. I think I went over that already, but we can get access to the Mog. Can I send stuff to the case? I can send stuff to the case. And we have the Mog Satchel. I think the Mog Sack is also something we can access. But I've been using the Satchel to store some things. One of the things that I have been storing is Yagudo necklaces from the Yagudo Beastmen that you fight in Saruda and Taronga Canyon. I don't think I've actually shown here yet, but we'll be seeing them very soon, I think. But the Yagudo bead necklaces, something we need. Because we need to go talk to good old Vana'diel, who we met when we first showed up in town. Because she wants these bead necklaces. So, Vana'diel, where are you located? I think he's up in the Mithra Groves. It's not Vashai's residence. There's an apothecary there, but it's not there. I think she's all the way up north. So, I'm gonna have a walk. Okay, and yes, there she is. We might need to talk to her several times to get her to flag this quest. I'm terrible busy these days. Be a good girl and leave me be. Oh, what's this then? You've got a Winder's trust permit? That must mean you're interested in trust. Is she going to give me her trust? No. You can't possibly be serious. An unaccomplished adventure when to summon my alter ego? Preposterous. What do you think? What? Did you think we were bosom buddies? I don't have any feelings for you. Yeah, so I need to do a quest for you first. So, who do you think you are? You want to crawl up to me, do you? Well, if you bring me a little something as a sign of your desire to be my friend, I might just consider the possibility. Now, did that actually flag the quest? We go to quest, we go to current, we go to Winder's, Migos Amigo. Yep. She wants something that shows that we want to be her friend. So, we'll go ahead and give her a bunch of Yagudo bead necklaces. He wants 4 of them. You to bring me these implies my 2 followers out in front let the cat out of the bag. Apparently you can talk to those 2 over there and they'll tell us that she wants you to go to bead necklaces. Well, anyway, I'll accept these as token of your esteem, and if you happen to buy any more of these, then give them to me and I'll make it worth your while. Farewell now. Now, I only have 1 set to turn into her, but we need to do one of those, at least one of those, to get her to be able to become a trust. We also need to get to rank 3 in Winder's, which we are not there yet. Alright, now there's one more thing that we need to turn in here in town, and that is the Rareb tail. And that gets turned into the SOBs in Port Windurst. So, again, I'm going to head in that direction. I'll be back when I'm there. Alright, I'm here in Port, and the Star Onion Brigade is back here behind these warehouses. Alright, these are all the kids, and it's Colo La Colo that we need to talk to, I believe. Alright, the first role of Star Onion Brigade, for those of you who don't know, is to fight for truth, justice, and the Onion Way. As long as there is love and dreams, we will be the protectors of goodness. Of goodiness is what he actually said. We are the Star Onion Brigade. Hey you, yes you, the grown-up there. What are you staring at? You want to join our Star Onion Brigade, don't you? I was born to be an SOB. Oh, really? I didn't expect you to want to join. Oh boy, where do I go? What do I do now? Time to powwow. Let's have a secret meeting. Everybody, gather together. You idiot, that's the leader's line. Everybody gather together. Come on, let's huddle. So, what do we do? We can't let a grown-up join this group. This group was formed to oppose selfish grown-ups. What's shellfish got to do with this? But hey, grown-ups have lots of money. If we let grown-ups join our group, they could buy us lots of treats. Don't think of treats. Mother always says, honor before gain. Who's on a beef again? We're never going to decide. Hey, Pichichi. You haven't said anything yet. What do you think, Pichichi? Don't ask me. I haven't got a clue. When Mommy said she wanted a tail. A tail? Well, grown up, you heard the girl. For the sake of Pichichi, for the sake of Winter's peace, love, and righteousness, it's decided then if you bring us a tail, then we'll let you join the Star Onion Brigade. Yes, it's a Rarab tail, which actually isn't a Rarab's tail. If we look at the item, it is a... where is it? It's a strain of blue pea that happens to look like a Rarab's tail. Alright. Here. Uh-oh. A Rarab's tail? Listen, I know he said to get a tail, but a poor little innocent Rarab. Oh, look. It's a tail like Mommy wanted. What the... Hey, Pichichi, is this the tail you wanted for your mother? Is this what she was looking for? Yes, of course. Mommy's hotel is called the Rarab Tail Hostelry. You see, Mommy wants lots and lots of Rarab tails. She uses them to make pickles for the customers. Don't say. Well then, I guess that decides it then. Yeah, you grown up have passed the test. You can join our brigade. Here, this Justice badge is the symbol of the Star Onion Brigade. Don't go losing it. So, we now have a Justice badge. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop that into my wardrobe because it is a neck piece. It's a fairly easy neck piece to get. It doesn't really benefit us much, but you know what? It's better than nothing. So, we'll go ahead and equip the Justice badge. More for mages, but so be it. Alright, with all that out of the way, is there anything else that I need to worry about? No. So now what we need to do is we need to go unlock more sub-jobs. And to do that, we need to head out to the town of Mara, which is in Buburimu Peninsula. Which I have been there. Go to region info, conquest. So there's Windurst here, and then there's Saruta Baruta, which has East Saruta Baruta, West Saruta Baruta, the Horototo Ruins, all that sort of stuff. And then Kolshushu region, which is to the north, has Tarongi Canyon, Buburimu Peninsula, and Mara. So we're going to be heading over to Mara, which is down over here. But before that, I kind of want to show one particular thing in Tarongi Canyon. So we're not going to go directly to Mara just yet. And I'm actually almost there, so almost to the survival guide to teleport. So we're going to go through the survival guide. We're going to go to teleportation assistance. And we're going to go to Kolshushu, Buburimu Peninsula. 1,000 gil or 550 tabs. There are ways of reducing this price, but it's through the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel quest line, and I'm not going to be doing that for a while. So we'll do tabs. That's fine. I'll just have to get more sparks and sell more Acheron shields. Alright, so here we are in Buburimu Peninsula. So here's the map. Labyrinth of Onzozo's up there. Mara is down there in the south. But we're going to head out to Tarongi Canyon to the west first. And try not to get attacked by any goblins. Alright, so now we're here in Tarongi Canyon. And I'm not going to be here for very long. But it's just something that, if this is your first time here, is something that you'll notice. I just wanted to point it out. So here's the map, and we have that Crag of Mia there. And there it is, that big white structure. So there are several of those around the world. And we'll be learning about what those things are a little later. Just wanted to show that. Alright, we're going to head to Mara and get to work on unlocking our sub-job. Alright, we're about to arrive in Mara. I did have a little bit of a run-in with a goblin, but no big deal. Alright, now this is not my first time being here. Now, if it is your first time being here, you are going to get a little cutscene at the start when you enter. It's not really that big of a deal. It's just basically showing you a couple of NPCs walking around and someone comes up to you and says, hey, the governor wants to talk to you. And the reason why the governor wants to talk to me is because it's a Ramses of Vana'diel quest. But we're not going to be doing that. Not right now. So, we're going to hold off. Alright, now, there is somebody here that we need to talk to about the sub-job stuff. And I need to remember who that is. Okay, who we need to talk to is Vera at G10. I think she's down by the shore. I think it's a she. No, she's going to give us a quest. I should probably find out. Yes. She's going to give us a quest to go get several items. I actually already have those items. It is the Bloody Robe, which drops from the bogies. At night along the shorelines. They're very dangerous things to fight, but I managed to get one of those. The Dommel Saliva, which drops from the Dommel enemies in this area. And the Wild Rabbit Tail, which drops from the Rarubs in this area as well. Now, there's another way to do this. If you do complete the Ramses of Vana'diel mission that you get here in Mara, you'll get a key item that lets you bypass all of that. But I'm not doing that yet, so we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. So, let's talk to Vera. Yeah, another fledgling adventurer. There seem to be more and more of you people these days. I may be able to teach you a thing or two. Interested? What is it? I'm glad you are, but I won't talk for free. Why don't you bring me a wild rabbit tail for starters, eh? Not that I'll be terribly upset with a Gilgamesh's introductory letter. That's the thing that we would get if we completed the mission, which we're not going to yet. Alright, sure. Good, I'll be waiting here. So, let's give you the wild rabbit tail. Oh, yes, this is what I asked for. I'm ready to talk now. So you see, oh dear, what was I going to say? I forget so many things these days. You know what? I heard a couple Dommel Saliva is good for your memory. If you bring me some, I might remember what I was trying to tell you. Would you go look for some? Yeah, we'll go look for some. In fact, I have a cup of Dommel Saliva sitting here right now. Ah, yes, this is it, but I managed to remember without it. Oh, now listen up close. Have you ever seen people use abilities from other jobs other than their main one? These people are using something called support jobs. And if you can't use support jobs, you don't deserve to be called an adventurer, but I can help you with that. It's up to you, but if you do want me to teach you, you'll have to bring me a bloody robe first. Yep, and you keep telling me that the Gilgamesh's introductory letter will also solve this problem. But the bloody robe, here it is. I see you got some vim after all. You may have become a real adventurer yet. Alright, I'll teach you about support jobs, as I promised. You can add a support job to your main one wherever you can change jobs. Of course, it has to be a job you've already acquired, but whatever you choose as your support job, its effective level will never exceed half that of your main one. Your support job won't benefit from any experience points you gain either. It is, after all, only meant to be supplemental. Let me give you an example. Let's say you achieve level 20 warrior and level 10 as white mage. If you choose warrior as a main job and white mage as a support job, the following will occur. Your warrior level stays the same at 20. Your effective level when white mage stays at 10. Half level your main job, which I think I've already described. In this case, both jobs function to the fullest of their roles. Now, to explain the fact that it sinks you to half, yeah. It's a lot of tutorializing. Got it. Good. Then why are you still here? Go try it out already. And don't forget to thank me when it saves your skin. Alright, before I did that, I set the Records of Eminence objective to obtain a support job. So, we have done. Now, before we can actually set it, we need to go zone. So I'm going to go ahead and walk out of town and then walk back in. And then we can actually change jobs here. So, let me just do that real quick. Okay, that little bit of chores is done, and now we can go set our support job. And so we need to come around here, come up the stairs. And over here, where all these other players are standing, is the Nomad Moogle. We want to change jobs, support job, and add thief as our support job. Alright, so now, look at status. We are now 20 warrior, 10 thief. And in my abilities, I now have the ability to steal from enemies. Alright, so we need to head back to Windurst because we need to do the next Windurst mission. That's the next item on the agenda. So, travel another home point, head back to Windurst. Windurst Woods. Closest home point is actually going to be home point 3. Alright, so we need to head to the Monastery. And we're actually going to be talking to Apururu. Apururu? Something like that. And I believe she is in here. Yep, there she is. Why, hello there. A Windurst Trust permit. Ah, you must be talking about the new the trust stuff. My big brother's participating in the initiative. Yeah, so Ajido Marujido is also a trust that you can get. But we have to get some other stuff. My brother is looking for the true meaning of peace. At least that's what he said. We help my brother for the good of Windurst. Yeah, we'll get there. But what I'm actually here about is our mission. Hello, and you are? Oh, the volunteer to help us with my Manustery's little mission, right? Very nice of you to have come. My name is Apururu. I'm the minister of the Manustery and head of this Cardian workshop. But first, I should give you a rundown of what the Manustery is all about, I suppose. The Manustery is a ministry in charge of the production of automaton guards, otherwise known as Cardians. As far as military might goes, our Cardians are second only to the Oristery's warlocks. Have you ever tried speaking to those doll-like beings that answer back in the words of the stars? Well, they are our Cardians. We cast a special kind of magic on a doll made of straw, cloth, and other stuff, and that's what gives life to a Cardian. We ask traveling merchants or adventurers to provide us with most of the materials we need to make Cardians, but there is one essential material we can't just ask anyone to provide us with. That's the heart of the Cardian, a mana orb. Without a fully charged mana orb, we cannot cast our special magic on the Cardian to keep them animated. That's why we leave the job of energizing mana orbs with magic to adventurers from Windurst only. These spheres are very important, so they cannot be entrusted to people from other lands. Here, take these 6 dark mana orbs that have lost their glow. You are to go to the southeastern magic tower in the Horatoto ruins in East Saruta Baruta. It's the only magic tower that is still functioning well enough to energize mana orbs. Ask Pore Ore at the Horatoto ruins to find out how to energize the mana orbs properly. You could find it to be quite a troublesome task, so if you're not quite sure of yourself, ask some of your fellow adventurers for help. Well, good luck, and ta-ta! Alright, so we got the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th dark mana orbs, and we now need to head out to the Horatoto ruins and give them a good recharging. Very well. So, we head out to East Saruta Baruta, head to another Horatoto ruins tower, and find out what we need to do there. We need to talk to Pore Ore. Alright, so let's head out of town and find out what it is we're going to be doing. I could probably actually solo this without trusts. But I might summon 1 or 2 trusts just for safety margin. Alright, so we're heading to the Mulgarite Tower there in the southeastern corner of the map. And so I got a bit of a walk ahead of me. Alright. Let's go, and I'll be back once we're in the vicinity. Actually, just as I started heading over, I realized that I forgot to do something. We need to talk to Felm here, and we want to spend some sparks on items, and I need a scroll of instant warp. That allows you to warp back to your home point without having to walk. So, yeah, gonna need one of those. Alright, now we're heading to the tower. Alright, here we are at the tower. Actually, if I head over here, oh, those are goblins. Goblins over there. I was wondering if we could, we would see any Yagudo. Nope. Apparently there are goblins over here. Alright, there's Pore Ore. Let's go ahead and see what we need to do. Yeah, so you're today's volunteer for the Manustery's mission, right? Okay. Now, I'll explain what you've got to do. Mana orbs can be pretty difficult for the first timer, so listen hard and good. When you go below the southeastern magic tower here, you'll find the passage widens greatly. The layout's in sort of a circular shape, with a total of 6 mana orb receptacle gizmos placed in a pattern around the path. You are to place one of the Dark Man orbs you receive from the Monastery in each of these receptacle gizmos. Then you are to proceed to the room furthest to the back of the ruins, hidden behind a secret doorway, where you are to turn on the switch of the big magical gizmo there. If all the mana orbs are placed correctly, the magic energy generated from the Horde Total Ruins will flow through the gizmo system and recharge all the orbs. Once they are re-energized, you are to collect them all and take them back to the Monastery. Oopsie daisy, I nearly forgot. Here, without this, you can't enter the hidden room in the back of the ruins. Well, good luck and see you on your way back. You probably won't, because I'm going to be warping my way back. And I also realized, as I was walking over here, that since I've now leveled 2 jobs to level 20 while under the effect of my signet, I have enough conquest points to get a warp ring, which nullifies the need, really, to have Scrolls of Instant Warp. Oh well. What is that? That's a Grounds Tome. Okay. And we have no map here, but it doesn't really matter. My mini-map mod shows what I need to do. Alright, what I'm going to go ahead and do... Yeah, let's go do that trust. Let's get Millie out. That should be sufficient for what it is we're going to do here. We have 6 mana orbs. Alright. Let's start with Ancient Magical Gizmo here. The first mana orb has been placed. We have goblins in here. Alright. They are too weak to be worthwhile. They're only level 6. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's a good idea to get a mod. Here's a cracked wall. Alright. That lets you get the actual level of the enemies that you check. That's the second orb. We are actually going around here in the right order. Unless it just puts them in any order. Alright, there's the third orb. Now, there's supposedly... There. That's the secret chamber that we need to get to. You turn on the battery charger to actually get these things going. There's the fourth Dark Man orb. There's the balloon. You're level 9, so you're actually not going to mess with me. That's good. That be for a low-level group of players, like that would be the one thing that might be a challenge, is that balloon there. That's if you're trying to do this at like level, 6 or 7 or something. All right, you have set all of the dark mana orbs in place. All right, so let's go ahead and open this door, which we should be able to now. There's another balloon. Is that one going to give me any trouble? It's only level 8. It is not. And here's our magical gizmo. All right, the 6 mana orbs have been successfully energized with magic. Now I just need to go pick them back up. Okay, yeah, it just puts them in any order. All right, second orb. Nope, that was level 10 and still listed as too weak. They will only attack you aggressively if they check as easy prey or better. And here's our last one. All right, piece of cake. Now, actually, I was just kind of looking this over. It does seem like we are going to get a cutscene as we leave. So, I'm going to go ahead and walk out of here before warping back. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and Ace of Swords. Ace of Cups. Mana orbs are Cardian's hearts. Mana orbs are Cardian's souls. You are to give us Cardians back our mana orbs. You have no need for them. Hey, enough already. You're not getting your hands on these mana orbs. They belong to the monastery. Yikes. You too, adventurer. Hand over those mana orbs to us Cardians, now. Or you'll be forced to take your heart and soul instead. Do what they say and hand them over. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. Well... Alright then. Is this all of them? Affirmative, this is all of them. There's your Ace Cardians. Yeah, those would give us a bad day. Well, there goes 10 years off of my life. They were the Ace Cardians, if you couldn't tell. We wouldn't have come anywhere near being a match for three aces. You have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, I guess. But oh boy, that was a close call. You're heading back to town now, right? Then please report what just took place to Minister Apururu at the monastery. Thanks, and be careful on your way back home. Well, my way home is through teleportation, so... Alright. Instant warp. Which isn't quite that instant. And before I head to the monastery to turn this in and finish the mission, we're going to head to the War Warlock at the gate and get my warp ring so I don't ever have to do that again. Alright, I want to spend my conquest points on common items, and what we want is a warp ring, 5,000 points. Yes, please. Okay, so the warp ring, actually I'm going to go ahead and put this in my Mog Wardrobe 3, which is where I'm putting kind of my utility items. So if we go slot the warp ring, it has 1 of 1 charge. It takes 8 seconds after equipping it to activate, and it recharges every 10 minutes. So basically, I can warp home every 10 minutes. Oh, I have a copper voucher. You get that from certain records of eminence, and you can give that to the to film, and you can use those for things. All right, I'm gonna hold on to them for now. All right, Apururu. We had a little bit of run-in with the Ace Cardians, and you're talking about the trust stuff again. What? Some feral Cardians turned up again? It's quite an embarrassing tale for us at the monastery, but some of the old Cardians from the war years escaped and went wild. Those old Cardians carry out such wickedness as stealing mana orbs and attacking people. Mana orbs are their hearts, remember? So the reason they steal the mana orbs is to revive their friends who have run out of magic in their mana orbs. But mana orbs are just spheres of magic. Unless there's a mage who can use the mana orb and breathe life into the Cardians, they are totally useless. So even if they are successful in stealing mana orbs, it serves them no purpose. Well, I'm glad that you and poor Ore are safe. That's the most important thing. Well, anyway, thank you for all your trouble and hard efforts. Until next time, then. Ta. Alright, Windurst mission rank 1-2 complete. And I got my records of eminence complete for that. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and end the episode here. And I think that takes care of a lot of the like early game tutorial-y stuff. So I think for next episode, we're just going to start knocking out missions. And depending on how that goes, we might even end up trying to travel to some other nations, but we'll see how far we get. But for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.